Uh-oh, here we're back.
There we are. We're back.
There we are. Okay, Jason,
Hmm.
we were going to talk about a topic that I think needs to be addressed for
Hmm.
the youth.
Hmm.
And the topic is, what do you think the youth actually think about the elderly or the baby boomer, who is the person that has a lot of wisdom? What do you
Hmm.
think the youth today thinks?
I think that today, I think the problem is it might be an entitlement issue too. I think the problem is, there isn't quite as much discipline or humility these days. I feel like the youth are, very independent. There's not so much of a reliance on being taught things or looking up to a reliable adult to teach them things. They feel like they have to do everything on their own. And so, in the process of that, I feel like what happens is that there's like a separation between youth and adult, and then the respect level changes, because then the answers aren't with the adult so much as it used to be anymore.
Yeah, and the sad thing to say is, and it has a lot to do with society too. It has a lot to do with the learning that the kids get outside the home. A lot of people want to blame the family, the parents,
Mm-hmm.
but that has something to do with it. But a lot of it has to do with outside the home. It's the media,
The media.
the
Yeah, that was going to be my second point.
yeah, the stories that they hear, the adults, the elderly, the older people that mislead them, that
Mhm.
does things that make them have no trust.
Mhm.
And I think that what we need to do is figure out a way, how do we get our youth to trust in our seasoned elderly people
Mhm.
again? How do we get them back?
That's a good question. That is a very good question, and I think it's one that can be answered. I think that it's going to take a lot of time.
I think shows like this, talking about it, bringing the youth to the forefront, because I've always talked to friends about having a talk show that talks to real people,
Mhm.
not movie stars, celebrities, and have them come on, because to me, it doesn't really touch the lives of a child that's not uh, living in a successful
Mhm.
home,
Mhm.
or
There's definitely a separation
there's
between.
a separate. So we need to
Yeah.
be able to figure out a way in this country. How do we touch the lives of real people? When you say real people, I mean real people like you and me.
Well, yeah.
Bring those people on the talk shows. Ask them serious questions. Get
Mhm.
into a good dialogue like this
Mhm.
to find out what is really ticking there.
Mhm.
For one thing, we have to figure out a way to get trust back to the young people. I mean, when you have a young person go home and get all kind of guns and walk into a school and shoot up babies, how can you get a kid to trust you?
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
these little babies and this grown big old man come in there with a gun and shoot them down. That was devastating even to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's
that
terrible.
right there takes away trust. When I was going to school, I never in a lifetime would have thought anybody would come through that door and shoot me.
Hmm.
Never.
Hmm.
This is a whole new stage that
Yeah.
I would have never dreamed of ever happening in my lifetime.
And everything is changing. The
It's,
times, the
it's
technology, the
changing.
mindsets,
But
even the way we live our lives, everything is just changing. Everything's becoming smaller, more compact. Not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but there's a consequence to everything. And then there's also a reward to
I
things
think the
too.
most important thing is the key is education. And
Mhm.
this what we're doing is trying to educate the youth, because we are here to talk to the youth, the college students, the 12th grade students,
Mhm.
the high school students,
Right.
to get them ready for the world, to
Mhm.
get out there. So I think it's education. I think it's people's thoughts and people's uh, feelings about life.
Mhm.
And I think it needs to come from somebody that has a shadow. And when I say a shadow, they have a, a, a life that you could look into,
Hmm.
and a life that
Place
you
we
could
can
look
learn
in.
from.
Yes, a life that you look into that has substance. There are many lives that they can look into that can still give them fear,
Mhm.
and they not want to be a part of coming out and letting it all hang out.
Right.
So and then we have to teach the youth how to find that baby boomer, that person with wisdom like you did. You were very, very lucky. You had someone that was very close in your family that introduced you to me
Right.
because she knew me. That might be the way that we need to teach the children. Don't go on the internet looking for a leader. Don't start searching around grabbing up strangers. Because look at that. Just the other day, I was looking at this woman who was a doctor, and then they say she was not well. I haven't heard the whole ending of her story, but she was online talking to somebody on the computer, just talking, and next thing you know, she's boof, gone.
Really? Just like that?
Just like that. And you know, you can't just reach out and let yourself go to complete strangers. You don't know what their agenda is.
That's the truth.
And this is what I teach all of you. Whoever, if you hadn't been introduced to me and been with me since 2008, you know my life, you know where I am, and your family, your mother, everybody knows. But that's the way you do. You have to investigate who is coming into your life, what their motives are, what they want to give to you, and what they expect from you. You have to.
It's important.
And then you can get that trust back. And that's what we have to do. We can't always rely on the police, the FBI, and all them. We got to look out for ourselves too. That's why they say be aware. Be aware of what's around you.
Right.
All the time.
I think those are some important things for everyone to consider. I think you know, being aware of your surroundings, you know, making sure you do your research on the person. Those are things that are very important. And I think just having a goal in mind. What is it that you want to learn? You know, take a moment and do some soul searching. You know.
Yes, I think
someone to help you do that.
Yes, I think you hit the key. You hit it on the head. Find out what you really want.
Yeah.
And then you find that person that has the tools to give you what you need.
Yeah. Someone who's tailored just for you.
That's it.
And I know I found the person who's tailored just for me.
Why do you say that? Why am I tailored just for you?
Because your spirit and my spirit, there's just so much that we have in common as far as what it is we want to achieve.
That's still not answering my question. What makes me tailored to your needs? Come on, it's there.
I think that you have experience that I can learn from.
Okay, that's good, but still haven't hit it. What he's saying, he's a writer. He's a very passionate writer. And what am I?
And you're a writer too.
A passionate writer. That's what I was trying to pick out. I mean, I know the spirit, and because we've been together and our families know each other, but when you say find somebody that's tailored to you, you have to find somebody that has that niche that you're looking for, that's going to just, is it canopal?
Almost like an internship.
Just going to, I want to say shoot you to the top.
Just to kind of, I know what you're trying to say.
Just push you straight to what you need to be successful with your work. Because, and I'm going to clip here, and I want to talk to the other baby boomers out there about what I see in doing something like this, and how important it is to mentor, take on the leadership of someone else's life, watching their life, keeping notes of their life, being able to write a paper for that person. A college student needs that. And so let's talk more about getting other baby boomers out there to reach out to some of your friends, some of your college friends. Okay, we're going to clip here.
Okay.